So time for a warehouse sale. I'm about to go to bed, but I'm fairly high on my levels. I just go with these 5 products: cargo and shipments, sporting goods, South American imports, pharmaceutical research, and cash creation. Cargo and shipments is linked into warehouses. Sporting goods is your bunker. South American imports is your Coke MC business. Pharmaceutical research is your meth MC business when you have one. Cash creation is your counterfeit cash MC business. You only have 5 technicians to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maximum. You have to pay them to have each of these. So you can produce 5 out of your 7 goods at any one time. Organic produce is weed. Printing and copying is forgery, document forgery. And these are the least valuable, least effective products. So what I tend to do is get fairly high on what I do have and then sell it all. So these look low, but these are getting close to the top, and when those get filled to the top, I would have to switch 2 of my technicians from those 2 to these 2, and then I have to remember to switch them back. I just can't be bothered. I say, okay, once I get around this kind of level, I tend to sell, especially if I'm going to go to bed and I know that's going to fill up in the next 8 hours or so. So I'm just going to do a sale.
Alright, so it seems like I'm not the only one worried about being caught with all this illegal stuff. Our buyer is communicating.
Sightseer. So this is where we have 3 different locations, and we have to do this mini game. Okay. There are 3 different possible delivery vehicles you can have, and you can just have a basic one, or you can upgrade it, customize it with weapons. This is the medium-sized mule. A lot of people don't like it, they think it's too slow. I actually don't mind the speed. I figure if I can just keep my finger on the button and go maximum speed all the time, it's a lot easier. And it's fast enough to get the job done in the time available. I have missiles on the front, and I have proximity mines that I can drop behind. So if I get chased, and that happens a lot in these sales missions, I can just drop a mine. And anyone following, as long as they're not too close, will get blown up by that mine. Missiles on the front are fixed. They fire out of the front grille. And I actually prefer that. I have the larger truck on my other character, which is the Pounder. That's the biggest one. And I had the missiles on the top, where you can turn them around, but turning them while you're driving is pretty difficult. And in most cases, you just don't need that. You need the missiles in front of you, in which case these forward-firing missiles do the job fine and save you the worry about trying to aim the missile launcher. So I actually took off the missile launcher on the Pounder, and there is no choice for it on this one anyway. And I've never failed a sales mission because I couldn't use the top-mounted missile launcher. They work just fine. You get occasional ones where you have to shoot somebody in front of you. You have to shoot a blockade of some sort, and the front-mounted ones work fine. Generally speaking, the proximity mines are all you need for these deliveries because you're busy driving. You haven't got time to be shooting weapons at people. So the Pounder I have, which I have on my other character, I don't even have it on this one, has exactly the same weapons: proximity mine on the front, on the back, and missile launcher on the front. And the third vehicle, the smallest one, is the Speedo, a very small van. It's got deliveries of around 500,000 gold in value. It's actually counted in crates, but since I always have the same crates, that's about the value. 500 by 2. Yeah. It's a little bit smaller. It has a top-mounted machine gun, which is pretty powerful, and also the proximity mines. Just going to concentrate on getting this. It's down the bottom there. Hello, it's saying, oh, it wants me to go the slow way, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go up this road because it's going to be, I think, a little bit quicker to go up to here. This is a faster road to drive on. So on my pounder, I have front forward missiles and proximity mines. On my Speedo, small one, I have a top-mounted 50 caliber machine gun and proximity mines. And on this one, I have the front-mounted missile launcher and proximity mines. There is a third weapon you can add on the top. Where that empty square is on the top, you can have a grenade launcher, but only the passenger can fire it. So it's pretty much useless to me because I very rarely have a passenger on these missions. And it's not a very good weapon anyway. It's limited to 20 shots, and it's very difficult to actually get it to hit anything. It's kind of fun to have, but really not necessary. So these sales missions, you always get 20 minutes, and you always get one delivery. When you have a nightclub, this is a fantastic way of making money easily. Once a day I just do a sale. It fills up every 20 hours or so, so sometimes I'll do 2 in a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, sometimes depending on the weekend. I'll just wait to near that 20 hours and do one sale. My maximum fill is a little bit under 9,000 usually, if I let it get almost to full. Now, the guy who runs the nightclub for you, Tony, will take a 10% cut of whatever you sell, so that seems like a lot, but it doesn't matter. It's all free money. All you got to do is this one sale whenever you want to. Of course, you have to have a lot of things before you get this money because you have to have all the MC businesses and you have to have a warehouse of some sort. Sure, how it works. And this is kind of peels off the top of all those, but once you've bought it, once you've invested in it, it really does make you money. I'd say individually, this is the second most money-making business after the bunker for me, and that's just pure profit. I'm not counting the original cost of the goods. There's no cost to supplies in this one. So probably this has now become my single most money-making business, and really all I have to do is once a day come and do this. Just realised there's a shortcut everywhere. I actually kind of like the pounder because everyone else doesn't like it, or a lot of people don't like it. What I find is, although it's slower, it is a lot more maneuverable than the pounder because it's about half the length. So the pounder gets itself into trouble and then gets stuck, where this you can just twist around and get out of trouble very, very quickly. Okay. There's my goods for Rebel Radio. This is my least favorite of these mini games. You've got to do all of them. Get one wrong, start again. You don't want to back up and get stuck on that crate. Sometimes you can get stuck, and that's a nuisance. Where am I going? I'm actually going all the way over there, so I can just drive down this hill here. Again, they always give you what they think is the shortest route on the roads, but you don't have to go on the roads. I also like this mule because I see these mules all over the place in real life. I don't know what different companies, different manufacturers have different names for their trucks, I guess, but they're all mules to me because they're almost all identical. It's kind of square boxy cab like that. Square boxy back. They're not intended to go super fast or super distances. They're just local delivery stuff. They don't normally have the ram up the front of the scooter there. It's kind of slightly effective at knocking things out of your way, especially if they're blown up cars. That one. It's coming up in 10 minutes in the delivery mission. So maybe if I'd just used the pounder, this might have been fractionally quicker for this particular mission. But there are some missions I find where there are very tight corners you've got to get around, or tight courtyards, things like that you've got to drive into, and they can be a nuisance. Whoa. I always get priority of driving here. One thing with these missions, they often strand you out in the middle of nowhere because you drive there in the truck, but you don't get to take the truck away with you. But not a big problem. I always do these as a CEO and just bring in a vehicle to get me away again. I'm going to use this little Havoc. This is a fun little helicopter. No arms, no weapons on this one, but I'm not planning on shooting anybody. Just going to head back to base and then log out for the night.